Welcome, everybody, back to the Speaking Nerd podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back, bitches. All right, so listen, man. Today we're going to be talking about, we're going to be having a spoiler discussion about the new film, Deadpool and Wolverine. More like Deadpool some bitches. You can't. So, without further ado, we're going to transition to our host with the most, Marvel DC fan.
All right, sure.
That was fucking horrific.
Wow. Host with the most, huh?
Host with the most, more like host with the. That was ass. And I'm not talking
That's like
about
it's
you,
always why
Marvel.
he can't rhyme.
All right,
Can't help having a fat ass. Shut up.
Drew, you got that giat on you.
By the way, go watch our Arkham Giat video.
Oh yes, please.
So yeah, it's been a minute. We haven't put out a video since last month, and that was our
Did a live one,
comic
didn't we?
story episode. I maybe I forget. Time flies, man. You just kind of forget about shit. Anyway, so we're gonna try and get back on the wagon for the Speaking Nerd because, you know, I miss Speaking Nerd, man. As much
Do you?
fun as I'm having with Intensive Treatment, I mean, by the way, you should go check out Intensive Treatment. It's a lot of fun. You know, I miss having the guys around talking about whatever bullshit we come up with, like porn parodies or physical media or something like
Yet
that.
Yeah, we
we
Which
still
are
need
not
an
even
adult
my
Raw to
ideas.
join us.
You might as well just add me to intensive treatment at this point. It'd probably be better than having any episode ever, but cut that out.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyway,
my
so
god.
as mentioned, we're going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Of course, this is a spoiler video, so we're going to like go through all of it and talk about just everything. We're putting it all on the table. Just whip it out and put it right on the table.
Whip
Just
out
like
my
Just
that.
pulling it out,
Just
slamming
whip
it on the table, measuring it,
Yeah.
sniffing it, smelling it.
Yep. Yeah. So
I leave the sucking to
let's
Josh.
because as we
me,
know,
bub.
Josh has the biggest cock in the room.
I honestly probably have the smallest, and I'm being 100% transparent here, guys.
Measure
But
right
you
now,
know who
bro.
doesn't have the smallest? Do you know who doesn't have the smallest? Hugh Jackman in Deadpool and Wolverine. What a unit.
He is cock.
What
Was
a
not out in
unit.
that movie.
What movie? What Deadpool and Wolverine did you watch?
Oh, I guess, did you watch the Axel Braun parody?
No, oh yeah, maybe that's what it was. Damn.
I was gonna say just because I
Lady
don't remember
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the one I watched. Shit. Well, I watched it in a movie theater.
Axel Braun came back.
Imagine Axel Braun's like parodies and stuff like followed the same story as the film, so it's like you get the same story. It's just there's random sex scenes in it.
They should just have it be the movie, but every once in a while, just like somebody's
Like
fucking.
crudely cut to some random,
Yes.
not even like in costume.
It's just yeah.
God.
Dude, one of my friends, this is off topic, one of my friends first saw Shazam on X videos, like recommended to him. Back in, like when the movie first came out.
Right. Because X videos is definitely the best way to watch movies.
Oh,
I got
for sure.
spoiled for The Last of Us on like I got spoiled for Last of Us Part 2 on Pornhub.
I forget what I got
When the
spoiled
leaks
on
first
there,
came
but
out, people were posting like the leaked cutscenes and stuff on the website.
I got leaked on, or I had spoilers leaked on a live stream.
Got leaked.
This was like a week before the game came out. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. So what are your guys' overall thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine? Did you like it?
loved it.
Did you hate it?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Loved it. What about you, Cade?
What does the biggest
It
Deadpool
was
fan say?
incredible. I told you it was the best Marvel film I've seen in a while. Yes, it was. I
Anybody
I looked
saying
at
that's
Sleepy
bad,
Joe
it's
and I
fake
said, "You're not
news.
topping this one. You're not topping this one." He dropped out of the presidential race, but Marvel, they never dropped out. They kept dropping solid films. That's all they've been dropping.
Yep. Thanks, Trump.
Okay.
Thanks, Trump. Thank you.
Donald Trump's review of Deadpool. I mean, he did one for Dark Knight Rises. He might as well come back.
He's the
Vote
one
the
that
speaking nerd at the polls this November.
he's the one that supplied those gold Berettas in the movie. So.
Trump Tower was in the film. It was an incredible film. But yeah, I love the movie. Like, not even arguably, just the best MCU film in a while. I think it might be top 10.
Top 10 of
boy.
all time MCU movie?
Yes,
I
that's
think
my
that's
hot
what he
take. It's a
meant.
top 10
Okay.
all-time MCU film. Maybe
It
it might be
is.
numbered,
It is.
but it's in that top 10.
Yeah. I definitely agree that it's probably the best MCU movie we've gotten in a long while.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful love
It's
letter
easily
to
the
the
best in
Fox
multiverse
era.
saga.
That's true. Yeah.
I think this movie handled the multiverse better than any other MCU movie has so far.
I think better
Every
than any other film ever had. Like comparing it to like
not better than
Flash.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Well,
I think Spider-Verse does it better.
well,
Arguably does it better.
it's
I won't say what
a
I
close
feel.
one. That's a close one.
I think Spider-Verse is a great example of what you definitely should do. But I think this movie,
The
like
thing
every
is,
multiversal moment, shut the fuck up for a second. Every multiversal moment felt deserved and didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel like they just
Yes.
shoehorned cameos in for no reason. Like everybody that was there felt like they should have been there, and it made sense.
I feel the
yeah.
exact same way. There's not a cameo that doesn't feel out of place or just for the sake of like, hey, look at this reference to whatever movie that we're referencing. Like Nicolas Cage Superman
shout
that
out to
never
my
even
daddy,
got his
Big
fucking
Red.
movie come out. Like
Yeah.
everything felt earned as far as just having characters from the larger Marvel multiverse. So
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's not my favorite multiverse movie, but it's definitely the best multiverse movie within the MCU we've gotten.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give a hot take right now, which it might be a little biased.
Oh boy.
This might be my favorite multiverse film, and I just have that bias
Better than
towards my
everything
nostalgia
everywhere all
factor.
at once.
Yes, that movie's
Okay.
that's a great film.
He was gonna say that movie's ass.
I was about to say it's
I
overrated, and I was like, not really.
I knew you were gonna fucking say something like
I
that.
just had a flashback to the last time we talked about that movie and how we were all just or mostly Caden was just ganging up on AJ. So, how he didn't like the Batman better.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
that's
don't
on
blame
him.
him. I don't blame
Yeah.
Caden
The
for doing
movie's
that.
overrated by AJ. I'll say that.
Fair enough.
But I don't know that. I think I just have like this warm spot for the Fox X-Men universe. It's the side of
Me
Marvel
too.
I grew up on. Growing up, I never watched the MCU. I never watched Avengers or Captain America or anything like that.
I didn't watch the
I always
MCU
watched-
either. I watched X-Men.
I was watching X-Men and Spider-Man, and so that's why
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's why that's why I really like No Way Home when it first came out. Like I was dick riding No Way Home was because of the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield stuff. Looking back, that film
Right.
was like it's great, but it's not like that great. You know what I mean?
It's Grid.
But
It's Grid.
It's Grid, bro.
it's great. completely mid. No, but um, it's just this film closes a chapter to a part of my childhood in such a perfect way. Like, listen, Spider-Verse, say what you will about, the animation, the writing, the character development of like Miles Morales, stuff like that. That's all
Other than
phenomenal.
that,
That's all damn near perfect. But there's not a personal, like, there's a more personal connection to Deadpool and Wolverine, in my opinion, which is why I will
yeah,
personally give it the edge. Just because of
I
how it
can
handles
understand
the
that.
Fox universe. Also, some motherfuckers are still trying to ice skate uphill.
that was great.
I I creamed when he said that. Dude, he when he showed up, it was edging me, and then as soon as he just like said it, it just released, and it was just
It released the skibbity
Exploded
toilet.
into that popcorn bucket.
Exploded into the popcorn bucket,
right into
cleanup
that
aisle my
Wolverine popcorn
pants.
bucket.
So, should we start at the beginning? Should we start at the beginning of
Start
the
The
movie?
with
beginning of
the
the movie?
goated intro.
The
Dude,
one of
that
the best
intro was
openings
the
to
best.
any any movie ever.
That was the best Deadpool intro in the Deadpool
I
trilogy for
saw a
me. It was the best.
post. I saw a post, and I think I might agree with it. It said the two best comic book film intros of all time have been The Dark Knight and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd put it greatest. It's so good.
It is
It's perfect.
incredible.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfect. There's nothing that I would change about it at all.
No.
The best.
It's the most. Can I say something real quick, just as a
No, go ahead.
Deadpool fan of just a
Yeah,
complete
yeah.
Deadpool dick rider of comic books? This film handles Deadpool's character the best out of any adaptation he's ever had. This is the most Deadpool has ever been. He's not the stupid ass meme pool from the game. He's not, um, like how the previous two films. I mean, the previous two films handled him greatly. Don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
but they didn't really tap into the I guess depressing factor of his character. Kind of like how the
Yeah, they
comics
did. They
do.
got the emotional side pretty well in this one.
They got
Mm.
this one. They got the emotional side of Deadpool, which is pretty much the fundamental part of his character. He's an emotional ass character. He's not just a joke character like he's been portrayed for the past decade.
Right.
And you finally get to see that portion of Deadpool in a big budget live action film, on top of having that and the most comic accurate Wolverine we could have ever gotten. Just
I think we got that side
this
of
is
him in the
perfect.
other two, though, especially the second one.
Well, the second one, yeah, but it was like that was only for like the first half of the film. Like there wasn't. I don't think Deadpool had much
Hey,
of
save
a
the fat
real
kid.
or as well. Yeah, but I don't think he had as much of a payout, I guess, as he did in this film. This film felt the most like a Deadpool comic.
I agree with that completely. Completely agree with that.
Hmm.
This was my favorite Deadpool
Deadpool's
movie.
my favorite Marvel character. So
I mean,
yeah.
I don't. I like Deadpool 2 a lot, but I don't love Deadpool 2. I love Deadpool and I love Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's like so hard to pick which I prefer, but this movie
I'll say
was
Deadpool and
basically
Wolverine's the best.
everything I wanted from the movie.
I think the first Deadpool was a great origin for the character, and just a great, just pretty much a perfect adaptation of him for the most part, other than
Mm.
missing a lot of the emotional aspects of the character. But I digress.
Right.
It was great. Like that was a perfect introduction to the character. Deadpool 2, they sprinkled in more of the emotional elements in it, so I guess it technically was a better adaptation of the character. Also, in my opinion, which is a better comedy. The story was just more all over the place in that film, which is why I don't like it as much. I still love it. And then Deadpool and Wolverine comes in, and it's just perfect. Like it's absolutely perfect, down to the last minute detail.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
for me personally, like as far as the Deadpool movie spectrum, like I love the first movie.
What
I
is
can
this,
always come
autism?
back to it and have a um how would we diagnose Deadpool? Would you say
Autistic.
ADHD.
autistic? 80, I guess, yeah.
No,
Um
he's a merc with a mouth that became
AD,
absolutely nuts after he got cancer, which is expected.
ADHD and bipolar disorder.
yeah, when I
Yeah,
get
that
cancer, I'm
I'm gonna
just go
become
insane.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Just beat people with Logan's corpse.
Hey, look, Ma, I'm on TV. Hi, Ma.
Can we talk about
But
no, go ahead.
what's that? I was just gonna say I love the first movie. I enjoyed the second one. I don't love it as much as the first, but I think Deadpool and Wolverine is probably my favorite out of the three. So
Yeah,
anyway, what were you saying?
you're him.
I was going to say, we're talking so much about Deadpool, which I appreciate because, again, my favorite Marvel character. I'll talk about Deadpool any day of the week. But I think we need to, give our props to Hugh Jackman because I think this is one of his standout Wolverine roles. I mean, it's not Logan
Yeah, I thought it was
tier,
great.
but
Yeah,
like
it's not
one of the
Logan
best
tier,
scenes in
but
that film.
yeah,
One of the best
absolutely.
scenes in that film is in the Honda Odyssey where they're before the fight scene when Hugh Jackman's
Wait, can I just stop you for
just
a second
flaming
and
them.
tell you how crazy that sentence is? One of the best scenes in the movie was in the Honda Odyssey. Who thought that a Honda Odyssey would be such a huge character in a
How much
Deadpool
money do you
movie?
think Honda paid them?
Oh, so much money. All the sales from this year. Sorry, continue.
Marvel and Disney get like 100% commission.
100%?
They get a little bit more. They
Honda
get a
makes
little bit
no
more
damn
business
money.
after the movie comes out. It's like, oh shit, people are actually buying our vehicles now.
I don't know a damn person who's like, you know what? Let's go buy a Honda.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, just the scene where Logan is just berating Deadpool before the
Just
fight scene.
absolutely unloading on them. Yeah. I think that's probably like those two scenes together is probably my favorite part of the movie, or at least just my favorite scene in general. Is just that conversation they have prior, and then that epic fight scene they have just all inside the car.
I
It was
love
perfect.
just me personally. Uh, there's this one joke in the film that I have to just say because I see no one talk about this joke in the film, and I think it was the funniest part of the movie. And that's when
I'll
he
tell you if I
first
agree.
it was whenever he first was told like you can join the sacred timeline, and he just goes and grabs the camera and he's like, "Fuck it, Fox, we're going to Disneyland," and then breaks the
Oh, that was
camera.
hilarious. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Everyone
That's
in
the
my
funniest
theater was
part of it.
laughing.
I see no one talk about that joke though,
Oh, it's so
like
funny.
online.
I've seen a couple people talking about it, but you're right. It is one of the better jokes in the whole movie.
I thought also this was the funniest Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
For me personally, I thought the comedy was the best in this one.
I would agree. I think I laughed more in Deadpool 2, but I was also like 13 when I saw Deadpool 2.
Damn, that's crazy. You were that young. It's been 6 years. Holy crap! That's right. Yeah, that's crazy.
This movie, like, it was really funny, but most of my laughs honestly just came from like the first act. Because there were a lot of jokes in the middle, which like didn't really make me chuckle. Like maybe a few like light chuckles, but like the beginning and the end had some of the better jokes, I think.
Bro, what
Yeah.
are you talking about, Gambit, bro? Do we start talking about the
Oh, he was
cameos
so
now?
fucking funny.
Mm.
No, because we haven't
Well, I
even
was
talked about
more
the friggin'
well,
beginning.
Came out of
I
my
was more
daddy's
talking
big
about
Freddy.
I was more talking about just Deadpool's humor specifically, but
Yeah.
um but
I meant more overall, but
yeah.
But I agree. Deadpool's funniest jokes were in the beginning of the movie for me.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
I
talk
think he was
about cameos.
steadily funny throughout. But to be fair, the funniest joke did happen towards the beginning. So
hmm Yeah, let's talk about cameos just for a second.
Okay, there's a fair bit to go over. This is exciting.
Chris Evans
let's go.
as
Dude, that was so legendary.
He's gonna say it. Avengers is a flame on. What?
Dude, I was so confused and I laughed my ass off when that happened. And then
I
they
was kind of
decided to
confused too,
kill
'cause
him.
when they first showed him, I thought it was going to be Johnny Storm, and then the way Deadpool was talking, it's like, oh, is he going to be Captain America? And then as soon as he said "flame on," I was like, oh yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, it's Johnny Storm.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I was
Also, his
laughing too
death,
because
he's officially canonically dead.
Dead.
So's Ben Affleck's Daredevil now.
yeah,
Well, who the fuck cares about that? That was I was like, damn, they killed him. Well, it's about time.
They killed all of them. The whole Fantastic Four, they're all dead. Daredevil, Punisher.
yeah, Punisher
Which
didn't make it out.
Punisher though? They never
Which
they
one?
never
Well, it's
specified
definitely
that.
it's not John Bernthal because
I'm gonna
he's
say
part of
it
the
was
MCU.
I'm gonna say Thomas Jane
I like
because
to think that it's John Travolta.
John
Oh my god, we don't talk about that shit.
or maybe it was Ray Stevenson.
Ray was that the one that played in Warzone?
That was Warzone, yeah.
I just feel like judging off of the timeline of like the people that they're choosing from like the early 2000s era, it was probably
All three of those Punishers came out in the early 2000s. I hate to break it to you.
I know, but there's a certain criteria that it meets. You know what I mean? Like
What if it's the video game Punisher?
that would be really funny.
Or Dolph Lundgren.
Dude,
80s Punisher.
okay, this is my one gripe with the film. You have all these cameos, all right? All these cameos, and you get like Matthew McConaughey doing Cowboy Deadpool, for example. You can't get Nolan North to do a voice.
Yeah. I did not catch on the fact
I
that it
know.
was Matthew McConaughey.
Neither did I. I didn't know
And
until you
apparently
just said that.
Deadpool is Nathan Fillion.
Really?
Apparently,
Yeah. And then it's Blake Lively, Deadpool, and then Ryan Reynolds' son's
course.
Kidpool.
I'm so glad it wasn't
And
Taylor
then-
Swift.
I thought it might have been, and then I was like, okay, it's Blake.
Yeah.
Then it's what was it? It's Tom Holland's brother was one of the background actors, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I forget which one, but yeah, there was a thing that come out that Tom Holland's brother
Dude.
was one of them.
But they should have had a Nolan North cameo.
Yeah, that's I don't understand that.
Like, I just
Or like
I
Ultimate
look back now,
Deadpool would have
it's
been
like,
really
man,
cool
I
to
wish
see.
they did that. Or like like during the scene where they're fighting all of them, even if they just had like the video game Deadpool just like run in the background or something.
Yeah.
I
Like
would have
just
loved
some
that.
sort of
That would've been
homage.
great.
Yeah, it did bug me that most of the Deadpool core was just reused costumes they had just, left over from the
Yeah.
other movies. So,
To be fair though, I'm trying to think now. I think like the video game Deadpool, that would be kind of a hard one to get rights to because like, it's Activision, that whole deal.
true, yeah.
Look, bro, they got
But they do
backing
have-
from
Even like
Honda.
they could have had like, dude, fuck Nathan Fillion, bro. They should have got Nolan North to voice Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like that would have been perfect.
Also, they do have a practical costume for the video game Deadpool, so maybe they could have pulled that out from some vault or whatever and use that.
Or just have him voice just like a random background Deadpool or something.
Just something, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even. Yeah, that's what
Or
I was
even like
thinking. They could have at least
even
just had
he
his
doesn't have
voice
to play
play a
Deadpool.
random
If he
one.
was like in the background as just like a background character or something like the TVA maybe.
They could have just
Because
done
if
what they
Nolan
did with
had
him in
some sort of
Uncharted
presence,
and just have him in the movie.
yeah. Because like I don't know, Nolan North, in my
He was
opinion,
a
I think has
big
been so
deal.
integral to Deadpool's character.
I was gonna say I agree with that completely. Like he was a huge deal for Deadpool, and they just kind of like tossed him to the sidelines.
He's still the voice I hear whenever I read Deadpool comics. I still hear Nolan North's
Yeah,
voice.
me too.
And if they do any type of project with Deadpool in any type of media, I always say I want Nolan North to be the voice. Because see, Marvel now, and I mean I get why they do it, but everyone they get is just a Ryan Reynolds impersonator. That's all it is a Ryan Reynolds impersonator.
Yeah.
I would prefer they just get Nolan North to do everything.
Imagine if they got the guy who played him in Ultimate Alliance as a background voice.
Oh God.
Guy who played him in fucking Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my one gripe with the film. Why no Nolan North? Where's the North love? You can get him in the damn Uncharted movie, but you can't get him in fucking Deadpool.
Well, since we're there's not much else other Deadpool cameos to go over as Deadpool himself, let's go over some other ones.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a huge
right, let's
montage
go
in the beginning of the movie with so many. Let's start off with the montage first.
Oh yeah, the Wolverines.
The montage was just fantastic.
It was,
Hell,
and I was excited
Wolverine.
watching it because as soon as I saw like the Valley of Bloody Skulls, I was like, okay, they're pulling shit right out of the comics now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was awesome for them to pay homage to so many great Wolverine stories.
Yeah, we had that. We had Age of Apocalypse. That was the one in the distant futurescape. I think one of them was Old Man Logan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah.
And
we had
one of them
our
was
Short King.
Wasn't one of them from House of M? Is that the one in the white tux? I think that's what he's from, right? Is it House of M or am I?
No, that was
balls, right?
No, that was that was from like the I think like late 80s Wolverine comics. If I'm not
I'm
mistaken,
fucking
like
stupid. Next time.
there was a period of time where he had
He was
a
like
patch
James
on his
Bond,
eye.
wasn't he?
Something like
I
that.
had
I
like
know he teamed
Wolverine
up
as
with
like
Joe
James
Fixit,
Bond.
so yeah.
I thought it was hilarious when he first starts universe hopping, and Wolverine gets out of the chair and he's like 4 feet tall.
Short King.
And, Short King, and he's like, "Oh my God, comic accurate
There's my
Logan."
little comic accurate. There's my comic accurate Short King.
I burst out laughing.
That was so good.
And then also
The
we
Cavalry.
have the Cavalry. I was going to mention before that the brown suit Wolverine.
Oh, that was so awesome. And we got Mark Ruffalo's Hulk cameo in it.
Actual Hulk for once in a while.
I really hope they bring back his Hulk.
I don't think they will because they fucking destroyed him so badly within the last couple movies. It's been horrible.
They're gonna know. I think they're gonna know. Like, hey, maybe we should. Maybe people don't care about this Professor Hulk character. That we should do. Bring him back. Especially since now we do have Wolverine in the MCU, we can actually have a Hulk versus Wolverine film. I think Planet Hulk is still in development.
Professor Hulk feels so undeserved because he was barely ever Hulk in the first place. So, yeah, and it was great to see him as Hulk, like Marvel said, because I grew up on that movie and that comic. Like, I grew up loving Hulk versus Wolverine. That was one of my favorite matchups ever.
And then Nolan North was Deadpool in that.
Seeing that,
Christ.
yeah, I know. So seeing that in live action in the brown suit, which first off, it looked fantastic. I only wish he had the mask on. because then it would have
Yeah.
been extra comic accurate. It would have been perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
The only reason they didn't was just for that
The wow factor.
that scene later, but yeah,
Yeah.
I would have loved brown suit Wolverine with the mask on.
What they could have done even was like have a shot from behind Wolverine of him pulling up the mask, and they just could have never. Maybe they just didn't show the front of it. That would have been cool, just to see it.
Okay,
Just
but
have
listen.
them like. Mm.
Okay, thanks for interrupting, Marvel DC fan.
No, go ahead.
Fuck up.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say maybe they could have showed him from behind, like not really shown Wolverine in the brown suit in the front, so that you could see him with the mask on.
Right,
And
that's what I
he
mean.
just shows the reflection in his claws. But anyway, back to Alter.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. This is the autism showing. I forgot what I was forgot what I was saying.
Should we
It'll hit me
should
here
we
in a
talk
second.
about Cavalry?
Yeah, let's talk about Cavalry.
Cavalry. We'll treat you so
The only
so
other
much better.
person to play Wolverine in
Downstairs.
live action in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna come to the MCU?
No, not as Wolverine anyway.
I think this is another
It
like
just made me
like
think
Mr.
because of what
Fantastic
Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool
situation.
said. Yeah, but he's just like, "Are you joining us? They're gonna treat you so much better than those fuckers on the other side of the street." I thought that was so funny. I love the DC hate in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Well, really WB hate. It's so good.
Yeah.
No, they had
Ugh.
what was it? It was the Batman. It was like Batman, but he
Yeah,
crooked his
that was
neck.
great. Yeah, that was funny too.
It was funny. It reminded me. Both of those are hilarious, but none of them beat in Deadpool 2 when he's fighting Cable for the first time in the
I
prison
know. What are
scene.
you, Batman?
Cable holds him.
Or what is this DC
No, Cable
comic?
holds him, and he's like, "What are you?" And he's like, "I'm Batman."
Yeah, that's good.
And then he's like, "Oh, you're so dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe?"
But yeah, so Calverine was really cool. He looked good as Wolverine.
He did, yeah, actually, yeah.
I wouldn't mind
I like
Henry
the-
Cavill being
I like
an MCU
an alternate
Wolverine.
universe. I wouldn't mind him being the MCU Wolverine, but I mean, probably not going to happen. But
I feel like it's kind of like a Multiverse of Madness, Mr. Fantastic situation.
Yeah.
yeah, at least except one of them died, and Calverine didn't die.
Did you notice that
Wolverine
he did
can't die.
Did you notice that Cavill did the shotgun like pump with his arms again?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Bro thinks he's in Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
Mission X
that's
possible.
right. That's right. What would you guys say is your favorite like cameo appearance? Mine was Blade, of course.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Blade and Gambit. This Blade and Gambit. I'm a huge Channing Tatum fan. I think he got robbed of that role back in the Fox days.
Yeah.
I think it
was so deserving that he came to play him.
I think it's probably that for me too.
I mean, no, but
And
Blade from the personal level. I mean, there's like multiple different reasons why I think Blade, was a great cameo. One, people don't give Blade the credit that that film really deserved, because that was like the first big Marvel film. Without Blade, there wouldn't be any Fox, any Raimi, any MCU. So there's that, and then there's also just the fact that just because me personally, like when I was a kid, again, grew up on that film. It's just a classic. And so, just Blade being like a personal favorite of mine as a child, just seeing that and just being all giddy, it gave me the same feeling as seeing Tobey Maguire again. It's just like, oh my fucking god,
I was about to say the same thing. I was going to say the same thing. I was just like, the same reaction I had seeing Blade was when I saw Toby again for the first time in like 10 years.
That's how I felt as well.
He was just perfect. Yeah,
But bro,
Channing
Gambit.
Tatum as Gambit was great too. Yeah.
Also, man, I don't give a fuck about no Electra.
I know. I was just like, I was so confused when she showed up. I was just like,
Me
oh,
too.
okay.
I was surprised that she was in it.
I heard some leaks that said she was in it, so I mean, like, it didn't surprise me. What kind of surprised me a little bit though was like, they had her in the film, right?
hmm
But I remember seeing leaks of them trying to get Affleck's Daredevil, and in a way, I kind of wish they did.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do as well.
Because then it would have been like the early 2000s, like it would have been
That's
the
Lineup.
what, yeah.
2000s Avengers.
Yeah.
It'd be Daredevil, Blade, Wolverine. I mean, Deadpool there obviously, but by association.
You'd just be
X-23
missing.
X-23. I feel like really was only there to elevate Logan's character, which I mean, fine, should have her show up. There's a few canonical reasons, like how is she even there?
Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from Laura being there. Is like, is this the same one from Logan? Is this just another variant? Like, what's going on? Like, she has the sunglasses from that movie, so I don't know what they were trying to.
Here's the thing, Logan. Logan, I always thought was a film that was in a different universe from Deadpool.
Yeah,
And then all this
relationships like
film all of a sudden they're still different, but they're the same because Deadpool had to go back to his Earth to dig up his grave. But Deadpool takes place modern day, and Logan took place in like 2029.
yeah. I guess in a way you could just look at that as a reference to the Fox X-Men timeline being as fucked up as it is. So
That's true.
Someone needs to make an
'cause that
updated version of that
timeline,
timeline now, including the MCU.
yeah,
yeah, you know how much worse it's
I,
gonna get screwed up now?
yeah, I can give you my theory as to how a bunch of different Earths tie in. I'll give you guys the big like emergency awesome theory or some shit. I don't know.
Mm.
But so my theory is that after Days of Future Past, how it's like split into two different timelines. So the
Right.
Wolverine in the yellow suit in this one, the main Wolverine that we have, is the one from the original X-Men timeline. Because his flashbacks were all from like X-Men Origins and like, like the 2000s X-Men films, but none of like the newer ones.
Yeah.
There's that. And then another theory that I have is that in the Deadpool universe, which I guess is like the main Fox universe technically still, like Logan happened, but it's like Logan's not, the movie's not canon, but the events happened. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
know
like
what
you
you
could
mean.
use that excuse. It's like, oh, that's why Laura was in there, because the Logan universe got snapped away.
Right.
The Fox universe, the same events that like the events of Logan took place, just in that universe at that time. I don't know. I'm just rambling a bunch of bullshit right now, but
Yeah, you absolutely are.
Yeah. Do you guys have I guess we kind of touched on this earlier. Do you guys have a favorite scene or like a favorite moment that sticks out to you?
I mean, the ending scene was great with them holding hands and winning the battle. That was a
Yeah.
great scene. The entrance of Blade was great. The cameo montage was great. That fight in the Honda Odyssey was awesome.
Yeah.
I think the scene where Logan is getting his memories sifted through, and he's talking to her is great because we get some insight into what the hell happened to Logan and how absolutely broken he is.
Hmm.
I love how emotionally deep this movie went with Logan. Not that he hasn't before. I didn't expect them to go that into it. At
Yeah,
least in a Deadpool movie.
I don't know, like seeing the marketing, part of me was kind of worried that he was like phoning it in for this movie, but obviously that was completely wrong on that.
Yeah.
He like his performance was just fantastic across the whole board. So,
Oh yeah, he was
um,
great.
but yeah, it was nice getting some little insights. The only thing like about his history, like just how his X-Men died was just like, really? It was like, "Well, that's kind of a little weird. It's just like, yeah, all these humans came and killed all the mutants. Where was Logan? Just down the street at the bar. Like, just
I know, like
stumbling
what?
around.
Racism.
Literally.
Good old fashioned Stan Lee metaphor for racism in the 60s.
Mm. Walter, favorite scenes?
Favorite scenes, the final fight against what's her name? Cassandra Nova.
Cassandra
I mean
Nova. Yeah.
by by final fight, I mean like the when they use Juggernaut's head. The Juggernaut, bitch.
Surprised there was no reference to that.
Yeah, he didn't
Nobody.
say that, dude. Oh my god, I
No,
just realized. They should have had fucking Deadpool or somebody like when they first saw him, like it's the Juggernaut, bitch, or something. Like Jesus.
or even just as he's fighting Laura, like right before like the back of his back of his feet get cut open, like he just should have blurted it out, but yeah, he didn't. And
At least we got the blade. We got the line.
yeah, that's true. I
So
also did like that
I
line
think when it
from
comes to
Blade 2
favorite
where he's
scenes,
just like I did just as a mention, I did like that line from Blade where it's like there's only ever gonna be one blade, and then Deadpool's just like, no, there isn't.
that was yeah, that was I was rolling.
Yeah,
That movie's gonna be if that movie stays in development hell, there will only be one blade.
yeah.
But yeah. So favorite scenes, the joke from earlier, that I mentioned, that's up there. The opening scene is just peak fiction.
Yeah.
Um, the argument between Wolverine and Deadpool in the Honda Odyssey trademark. That that's also up there. I would say that entire scene with the whole group of them, though. Just seeing all of them together. Logan putting on the mask for the first time was another highlight of mine. But the real highlight of the movie, in my opinion, I mean, all that stuff's great. It's a phenomenal film. But the part that
Mhm.
got to me personally was the footage that rolled during the credits.
Yes, absolutely.
Being the true send off to the 20th Century Fox, Marvel Universe.
Mhm. Yeah,
And,
I
just
I loved it.
just a
I
beautiful
kinda
little
choked up a little bit.
montage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I choked up a little bit seeing it. Um, and also it made me wish that No Way Home did something similar, but
Yeah.
missed opportunity. So, but yeah, that was great though. And the post-credit scene. I did like the post-credit scene. Um,
What, just him explaining why he got Johnny just murked.
yeah, it is funny. Um, was there anything about Deadpool and Wolverine that you didn't like? Whether it's just story problems or whatever else?
I genuinely
nobody has
cannot
nothing.
think back.
I was gonna say altered.
Like I just
I mean,
there's
it didn't
I
have.
can't think. The only thing that I would say before you start, shut up. The only thing that I would say is the lack of the Nolan North cameo, and that's just me being a nitpicky
Oh
little
my
Deadpool
God.
fan. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like it's not like an actual gripe. It's not going to take away anything from the film, but
All
it's
right,
just
I
such a
have an
huge missed
actual gripe
opportunity
with
that
the
it
film.
bothers me a little bit.
And it's not something that is. It's something that after I watched it and thought about it, I was kind of like, okay, you know what? I can kind of let it go. So this movie it had two villains. Both were not very good. I
I
don't think
was gonna say the same thing. I thought the villains were just weak.
they were so weak. Now, with that being said, after further inspection and thinking about this, they were weak, which sucks. I wish we had a stronger villain, more compelling, but I ultimately don't care as much anymore because this movie wasn't really meant for that anyway. This movie was meant to be a Deadpool and Wolverine adventure, which I think did it really well, regardless of how poor the villains were.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Deadpool and Wolverine is what you came to see. It's a Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and all that stuff is fantastic. It's great. The villain's just weak, but it is what it is. I'm not like losing sleep over it. It's not like
Yeah.
if a Spider-Man movie had a bad Green Goblin or something. It's not that serious with this.
It's
I
not just the
somewhat
Eisenberg levels of bad.
Oh
no.
no,
It's
this
not
didn't dishonor
just
anybody.
acceptable.
Yeah.
True. It's just so forgettable though. And like Paradox, as soon as he was just like, "Oh, the TVA changed their ways. I want to be the one to change it back to what it was." Ha ha. Like, it's just like that's so fucking dumb. It's so bland.
Yeah,
And so like
it was stupid.
I'm
just there for the sake
surprised
of
there
like
wasn't
having.
much more. I'm surprised there wasn't much more callback to Loki.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, other than just the Void and the TVA and all that, like that just them being there is the only thing that has to do with Loki. I mean, is it kind of a good thing for general audiences because no one watches the fucking Disney Plus shows?
I
But
want to
like,
say that's maybe the case, just so that for those of us who've seen Loki and stuff like that, we know these things, but for the general audience who doesn't give a shit, I could see why they did that.
I still think there
Yeah.
should have been a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving this film excited for Deadpool's future in the MCU. I want to know where they're
Me
going to
too.
take Ryan Reynolds' character.
This honestly makes me more excited for Secret Wars.
Yeah, me too.
Why was Thor crying?
That's what I want to know.
I
Well,
hope
we do know that we're probably going to
God
see it in
that
Secret
scene.
Wars.
If that scene is in Secret Wars, oh my God! I like to imagine
Watch
that
that
Deadpool
scene
didn't even
already be
die.
filmed.
Everyone thinks he's dying, but he's just pulling a prank on him because he can't fucking die.
Yeah, I just
That's
want it to be
probably
a fake
exactly what's
out.
going to happen.
Yeah.
It's the Deadpool 2 scene over again.
Yeah.
So I'm fading out. I see a light. Oh, that's the sun. Don't stare into that.
Yeah.
Now
Um
that version of Juggernaut, I need to see him again.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised there wasn't any sort of callback, like Deadpool seeing
Where
Juggernaut. It's like, oh, not
was
this
Cable
ass.
and Domino?
I know.
Where was Domino?
Yeah.
Cable and
Where's
Domino,
anyone?
where were they? I would say where's TJ Miller, but he's fighting a sex case right now, so that's where he's at.
He's never coming back.
Is he actually? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my god.
he had allegations, which is why Disney dropped. Which is why I think Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds' production company, dropped him because
Oh damn, I
he
didn't
was
even know
involved
that.
with a few other like Free Guy, like stuff like that.
Honestly, though, doesn't really bother me.
As much as he was hilarious, especially in the first Deadpool movie, like he's not. Weasel's not a character that necessarily needs to be there. Something
No.
I want to see though, I want to see Hydra Bob. Where the fuck is he at?
I was gonna say, I was just like, I wish we got a variant of Hydra Bob.
Dude, who gives a fuck about Peter, bro? Who cares about Peter? Where's Bob at?
Yeah.
He was in the first Deadpool. I mean, he wasn't Hydra, but
Yeah, we need Bob in
one
the MCU.
fucking one line of dialogue. Another thing, I want to see Madcap. I want to see Deadpool and Madcap. And I think it should be like how the Deadpool comics had Captain America involved. I think that Deadpool should join the Avengers, team up with Sam Wilson, fight Madcap.
Yeah.
There's so
Okay.
much potential now with Deadpool and the MCU. There's so much potential now.
Right.
They better not fucking waste it.
Absolutely. I guess on that note, what would you want to see next from Deadpool, personally?
I just said it. I just gave you the rundown of the movie.
Yeah. I honestly though, I kind of want an expansion on the Deadpool core. Like
Like a Deadpool core film.
yeah. Or like a
Hear
miniseries or
me out.
something.
I wouldn't really want a movie, just because I'm not as interested in that. I mean, I'm interested in it, but not
I
necessarily.
think it could work as like
maybe
a
if we
Disney
got
Plus
it.
series.
Yeah, I would watch it if it was a Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
For sure. And it was hard R, not the N word.
Like some probably some
hard.
like a Hulu series more so than a Disney Plus show. Which I guess they're being fused now, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But
Yeah.
Well, like something more serious, but well, even if it was like along the lines of Loki or something, like that would be cool. I would definitely watch it in that kind of context.
just like some sort of adaptation of like Deadpool kills Deadpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see Deadpool how it was in the comics. Like joining the Avengers. In quotations.
Yeah.
Fighting
What's left of
Madcap,
the
teaming up
Avengers?
with like Captain America. I need to see the Spider-Man. Come on, we need to see Deadpool and Spider-Man in live action together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to see that.
Do you want him with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield?
I want him with all of them.
All of them. I want
All of
one
them?
with all
Let's
of them.
see it in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, no way pool.
I just want to see like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool stand next to all three and be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Kind of a thing.
I think
just want him to.
I think it'd be funny if they're. I think it'd be funny if they had like a joke about like all the Spider-Men are teaming up, and then it's just Deadpool walking next to the three of them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Saying that like
dude,
he
I need
nipped
to.
himself or whatever.
I genuinely think that they have Deadpool and Wolverine. Hear me out. They do Deadpool 3, and that's the Sam Wilson Madcap film. So that's Deadpool 3.
Right.
Then now we need Deadpool and like a Deadpool and trilogy. So you have Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool and Spider-Man. That's the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you can do Deadpool and I don't even know who else is next. The Fearsome Four or some shit. Call back to Marvel Knights.
Maybe.
I think that's a great idea. Have the
Think of who
Deadpool
else.
trilogy and then a Deadpool and trilogy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Al Qaeda. Deadpool and ISIS. Deadpool and Trump.
Wait till they get a
Deadpool
load of
and
me.
Deadpool and the Speaking Nerd podcast.
I'll tell
Who's
you, this
AJ's
Wade
dying
Wilson
first?
guy, he's funny.
I like where your head's at. Policies are good.
Deadpool and Gordon Ramsay. Oh wait, that already exists.
Yeah, that's true. It does.
I think maybe they could do like an X-Force film. I think they could probably pull off an X-Force film,
I was gonna just say that.
like a proper X-Force adaptation with Wolverine in the gray suit,
Yeah.
Deadpool in the gray suit,
Cable and
Cable.
Domino back.
Yeah, can we please get
I
Zazie
think
Beetz
a
to
new
come back?
a new mutants movie, like. Trying to think of what else. It's like Deadpool related they could adapt. I mean, obviously, like us finally getting X-Men and stuff like that. Apparently, there's rumors of like an X-Men versus Avengers adaptation happening.
I don't know how likely that is, but
I've heard rumors of that. That could possibly be in the development. I don't know. I feel like after the multiverse saga, they should have like a mutant saga.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be best if they do that after Secret Wars, because there are rumors going around that they're gonna like they're basically gonna soft reboot the MCU. Bringing back characters like Iron Man and Captain America, and all them, like all the mainstays that people like. So, I think when you bring back all the major players, that's when you do an X-Men, like Avengers versus X-Men movie.
yeah.
I think they should do some sort of have Scarlet Witch be the person to bring the mutants into the MCU.
Yeah.
Soft reboot it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they should
Something
recast though, or do you think they'll recast or they'll keep like RDJ or
I'd say recast.
we get a younger Iron Man, so all of a sudden we get the what the fuck was that animated series?
Armored Adventure.
Yeah, we get Armored Adventures the movie.
I don't know about that young, but I don't know, because the MCU is going to go on forever at this fucking point. So
I know it's never gonna end.
they're basically just going to do what they did with like the
They should just. It's just going to
First
turn into the
Class
comic
mutant.
books where everything gets rebooted somehow.
Yeah.
Characters die, come back to it's just going to turn into the comics, but just now they're films.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of blows, to be honest with you. Can we just have a movie universe that has an ending that's good? Like, just stops, like, ceases to exist?
Right.
I think the ending should be Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe at this point.
I think that would be totally wise.
I want him to have a motivation behind it, though.
Captain America kicked him in the balls, so now he kills the entire Marvel Universe.
I've never read that. I need to read that comic, but I've never read it.
Something I wanted to ask in the same vein as Deadpool. Would you guys want to see more Hugh Jackman Wolverine and stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
The supposedly rumored Hulk versus Wolverine movie? If that's even a
Yes.
thing.
I say
please.
keep Hugh Jackman around for as long as you can, and then eventually when you do the soft reboot and introduce the X-Men, then recast them.
Yeah.
But until then, I want to see Hugh Jackman, get his proper place in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, me too.
Like I want
with an actual
see
suit
him
and a
interact with
mask.
the Avengers. I want to see him fight Hulk. I want to see him, team up with Thor. I want to see him fight the Avengers, team up with the Fantastic Four, fight Doctor Doom. I want to see him do a triple combo on Dante from Devil May Cry. I want to see Dude, a Marvel vs. Capcom film though. You think we could pull that
And go
off?
hard. I would
The
love a Marvel
MCU's
vs. Capcom
Marvel
movie.
vs. Capcom.
If it's
It had
now at
to
that
happen in the
point,
multiverse saga.
if you're gonna do MCU versus Capcom, it's just gonna be Marvel Infinite again, and that shit sucked.
Yeah, but that shit was also supposed to be the next game. Because I mean, you're going to an MCU movie, you can expect the MCU characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go into a Marvel vs. Capcom game, you expect a Marvel vs. Capcom game, not an MCU film with a fucking fighting game attached to it.
Yeah. If you're gonna do Marvel vs. Capcom,
Deadpool wasn't even
like
in that.
no.
Oh my god, no! Oh, North played him in that too. No fucking respect for the OGs.
Nope.
I want to
Nope. Just
see
live action.
the X-Men. I want to see the X-Men Origins Deadpool return for Secret Wars.
Yeah. I want him to come back in Secret Wars and have him just be like the true main villain. Just like they kill off Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, and then out of the shadows steps out Ryan Reynolds, Baraka Pool.
He's the real villain. It's like a 200v1. Dude, I watched so much behind the scenes footage of like, the creative directors coming up with the idea for Deadpool, that film. Man, they have no idea who he is as a character. It's kind of sad.
Nope.
Because I
No, they
watched
did
it
not.
and they're like, the most important part of Deadpool as a character are the diamonds around his eyes. So we had to give him, bitch. What? It's so odd.
That was your
It's so
takeaway.
odd.
Let's just
Yeah, that was their takeaway from Deadpool. The merc with a mouth. Give him no mouth, but we have to keep the diamonds around his eyes, which aren't even really diamonds. They're like circles.
Not really. Yeah.
I mean, they were kind of diamonds whenever. No, they weren't even diamonds whenever Rob Liefeld drew
They
them.
weren't even diamonds
Like
in the
they even
rough. They weren't even diamonds in the rough.
Deadpool was not Eric. It was even me.
Baraka Pool shows up with Eric playing in the background.
Diamond in the
would
rough.
die.
Diamond in the rough.
I think I am living in the stars as he's just murdering Robert Downey Jr. We should do an episode talking about the Robert Downey Jr. situation.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah.
that'll probably come.
I wanted to record a Comic-Con video, so I guess we can do that. Anyway, let's just get into final thoughts. This movie is like 11 out of 10. It's got some minor issues, like some story beats that I don't really care about, and also just visually, I think it looks like just the color palette looks bland, but other than that, like it's pretty much a near perfect movie. It's the best Deadpool movie. It is one of Hugh Jackman's best performances as Wolverine by far.
Yeah, I agree.
The cameos were well deserved. It's a giant love letter to the Fox universe, which we all grew up on. And yeah, I've seen it twice in one day, and I already want to go see it again. That's how good it was.
Yeah, I do as well.
What about you guys?
Oh, I loved it. 11 out of 10. Want to see it again. My brother also feels the same way. He was saying it last night. He was like, "I want to see it again already."
Yeah,
I'm
I
super
already
excited to
saw
see
it
with.
a second
Hopefully,
time,
they
but-
bring back Hugh. So
Listen, man, just a flawless movie.
Diamond in the rough, diamond in the rough. I think.
Now, whenever I look at Brockapool, that's what I'm gonna be thinking about.
Yes.
Just the door, like that scene in Origins where the doors open up and all of a sudden it's just you're diamond in the rough. I should make an edit of that.
Oh, please.
Yeah, smash it.
But yeah, everybody, that is going to be it for this episode of the Speaking Nerd podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. I can't apologize enough for our lackluster, or at least on my part, our lackluster recording for episodes. Mostly it's just been on me because, well, it's just I forget that we have this podcast sometimes, and we've been having so much fun with other things that it just yeah. Anyway, does anybody have anything to plug? Any new channels or
Intensive
any new?
treatment. Go watch it.
Yes.
I have a new channel. It is called Alter. Is my comic book nerd related you know it's my new channel for that type of stuff, as the old channel is now just being transitioned to a music channel.
Mm-hmm.
So go support it. Go check out the newest video from it, which is about how comic books have influenced hip hop music. So I worked really hard on that video, and I think it turned out phenomenally. So go check it out if you guys don't mind.
The video is great. You guys should check it out.
And that is all. Soon I have some stuff in the works. So go check out that video, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Awesome. I have been working my ass off on the review channel as of late.
Working on an EP. Shut up, Mark. Now I'm gonna plug the music. So now go pre-save the Diamond in the Rough Deluxe Edition. Okay, now you can talk.
Diamond in the Rough.
Should I get the Eric
Diamond
feature
in
for the culture?
Yeah, definitely.
How to make a retarded kid sound not retarded?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Dog, speak.
So I've been working my ass off as of late, not only recording Intensive Treatment with Swfte, but also working on a bunch of videos or a lot of reviews. I did a Green Lantern Wii review. I did a video talking about Spider-Man 2.1, the alternate cut of the movie. I did a Captain America Super Soldier review, and I also have a Return to Arkham review that's coming up here in August, so I hope you guys check that out. And also I'm going to be doing more LP stuff, so stay tuned to the Let's Play channel. But yeah, I am ready to kick the Speaking Nerd into high gear again. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, and there's definitely some stuff coming up later in the year that I think is worth showcasing, and I can't wait, honestly. So with that said, all of you tuning in, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night, and of course, take care of yourselves. See ya.